Well, on this trip, I tried something new. I threw on a crankbait, and almost immediately, the
There's one right
striped
there.
bass took a
Oh yeah,
liking.
they love this lure,
I
dude.
stuck about 30 fish
That's
on this
three in a
particular
row.
trip, all on a Storm Arashi
Yeah,
crankbait. The fish
another one.
really seemed to like it,
Another
and
one.
although they were just schoolies, averaging around 20 to 22 inches, they were a lot of fun to catch. And the
It's a bigger
rod
size
is
one
a
too.
Lamiglas Surf Pro.
That's like
The
a
reel is a
17, 18
Penn
incher right
Conflict
there.
5000.
Oh baby, it's a nice bass for here.
Now, as you can see, I'm just working it along this lighted pier. The fish love to congregate under that, especially at nighttime.
There's one.
That's when they're really active. I stick this second fish. I'm using a pretty decent
Another
speed
little
on the
schoolie.
retrieve. The fish come out of the pilings, and they love to just whack this crankbait. This fish is a little smaller, but a nice little catch, and they fight really hard, so no complaints here.
Hooked himself again.
He pops off the hook, and I get him back in the water pretty quickly.
Nice little schoolie. See him in the light there. Alright.
So on this fish, pretty much doing the same thing. You can see me cast that crankbait down the length of the pier, start my retrieve, and immediately a fish comes out and whacks it. So,
Reel him in.
a lot of action
Keep the line
tonight.
tight.
I hand it over to my buddy.
Careful.
And
Bring
we
it over.
get that thing
Does it
up on
pop off?
the pier. This one was about 16 or 17 inches. Not too big, but still.
These things are just crushing it. Nice little bass.
Now, I forgot to have the camera running on this fish, but classic strike. Not too much different. Just throwing it down the pier,
Another decent
and
bass.
another little striper for the night. So barely hooked on the crankbait, which is what I like to see. It's a lot easier to unhook them when I just catch that back hook.
Man, these things like to squirm. Nice little bass. Doesn't like that, but this little schoolie.
Now, here you can see my buddy Brad get in on the action. He's using a rattle trap with a chartreuse back, and as you can see, he's got a nice, about 20-inch fish.
Spines, but
The problem with the rattle trap is the big hooks.
it's just lines.
They can kind of cause a mess, so this fish took a little longer to unhook, especially without pliers, but solid 20-inch schoolie, and we're going to let this guy go unharmed. So
14 or 15 maybe.
another nice fish.
Nice little bass.
So for this fish, I actually went to the other side of the pier where there was no lights, and it's hard to see anything in this clip, but ultimately I just cast my crankbait out and got another strike right near the pier. Another about an 18-inch fish,
They're in shallow tonight.
and this guy will get released unharmed as well.
I
So
know. Sucks. I talked to a guy over in like I think it's like Rocky Neck State Park. He said they're either really small or like really big. There's like no in between size bass this year. During right now. Proportions.
now here I actually take Brad's setup. He takes the crankbait, and almost immediately I stick a fish on the rattle trap, which is a known striper lure. So
There's one.
Get another nice hit on this. His rod's a bit smaller
Nice one to end
compared
the
to
night
my 10-foot rod. I think he's only using a 7-foot rod. Still a good fight with these fish.
Schoolie bass.
And once I get this fish up, I realize it's a pretty nice one. It's about 21 inches. Nice solid little schoolie. Again, nothing huge here, but when they're the only fish around, hey, I'll take it all day. So this is about the 12th fish of the night for me,
Hooked himself.
and this was after a considerable break in the action.
Right there.
So here I am with the rattle trap set up again. This is my 3rd or 4th cast after that first fish, and I stick another fish. Again, keeping that
Another
retrieve
one.
pretty quick. Keep the lure about 1 to 2 feet under the surface. The bass just love it. Come out and just whack that thing. Here, about a 19-20 inch bass, and just pop the hooks out of this guy, get him released pretty quick again. So the size of the fish definitely went up from the last time I fished here. I think the slightly larger fish are starting to move in, and hopefully by October we'll see some much bigger fish. But for now, these are the best we got. So a lot of fun to catch these guys. So by now it's getting to be pretty late. I've caught plenty of fish today. I think I landed close to 30, and this will be the last fish I ended up recording. Again, using that rattle trap, casting down the length of this pier, and just constant retrieve. And the fish just came out, whacked it again. Put up a nice fight. I get this guy up to the pier. This one was about 19 or 20 inches, just like the last one.
I'm back. I'm done.
A good way to end the night. Had a lot of fun, and hopefully bigger fish will be around the next time I fish this spot. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video.